We have a big week ahead of us, my friends, and not to mention the NVDA earnings coming out on Wednesday, November the 20th in the after hours. If you have not seen my NVIDIA stock price prediction and earnings projection, you should absolutely check out that video. Just click on my channel name and then look for that video. You will absolutely know it by its title. And so that's coming up on Wednesday in the after hours. My video already out there. Check it out. And the technicals that you see, if you guys want to see them before they hit YouTube, but you want to talk to me and my community members, see my buys and sells, find the link down in the description for the Patreon. Click on that, head on over to the Discord, and I'll tell you guys later about how you can learn to do that technical analysis yourself, and then also get access to the bread recipe trading strategy that I found to be just astounding with how successful it is. So guys, let me, without further ado, get into NVIDIA this morning. And I'll tell you what, there's some nervousness, if you will, with NVIDIA. Trading down below support, which we actually closed up above, but in the pre-market hours, we're down at 138. Support's all the way down just below 134, all the way down to about 131. We would be watchful for that. This red line coming up across your screen right here, this is a 50-period moving average. That's the EMA 50 that we're looking at. This pink one right here is the SMA 50, and you can see it sort of bounds this area of support down here. So if we tumble down leading up to those earnings, that would show just how nervous the market is, and we really want to hear about that Blackwell rollout. If you guys want the full commentary on NVIDIA, like I said, check out that NVIDIA stock price prediction video. 14-minute mark is where you'll find the stock price prediction itself. If you guys want to hear the rest of the commentary and see what else I have to say about it, make sure that you check it out. If we go over to SPY to see what's going on with the ETF tracking the S&P 500, you can see that we closed right at my support line, 585.76. We actually closed 1 penny below that support, just to show you these technicals really are solid. You can count on them to find out where we have that resistance. Check out that rejection. This line was drawn well before we ever hit that peak that was up there. And man, we just tumbled right off of that. The rising wedge pattern, we're back outside of it for right now. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean that we necessarily have that further tumble happening. I will say that the Fed didn't help us out with a little bit of the hawkish rhetoric that they came out with recently, last week, as a matter of fact, the thing that caused us to sell down as much as it did. So let's move on from the SPY over to the Qs. Very similar story over here. Check out my support. You can see that we actually came down and touched on a low price down to about, where is that at? 494.54, and the low price here 494.49. So within 5 cents is where that bottom was. So just so you can see a little bit more about those technicals in the pre-market hours. We're actually trading up a bit above this, which actually gives us room back up to 505. If we want to rise up there, we absolutely have that opportunity to do so. We do want to keep a hold of this area down here as support. As a matter of fact, we're going to color code it green for support for you so that you guys can check that out. Like I said, all these technicals are already available over at the Discord, available through the Patreon. That link's down in the description. So let me pop over to IWM for the Russell 2000 stocks. Talking about fewer rate cuts, sort of holding steady at higher rates isn't going to be something that helps out the Russell 2000 stocks. You can see once again that we hit this area here, which we had such a rapid rise so quickly. I didn't even take the time yet to color code these in between as support, but that's what they're acting as right now. They were resistance for a while. Matter of fact, I called those support up there. Let's go ahead and change these colors right here. We'll call them support for right now until we see what happens today. The Russell 2000 stocks are probably going to be the most reactive to whatever we see. Now, there is a thin diagonal red line in between here because we're at the top of a bullish channel. And if we actually go out a ways from here, let's go out to a weekly chart. So you can see a little bit more of those diagonal lines streaking across your screen. Anytime we get up above that top red diagonal line, it's a place where we can actually see a significant sell. And you can see we popped up above it going into 2 weeks ago, and then last week ripping right back down to it. So some of that settling is to be expected. Looking for that retest, it is important that we get back up on top of that red line if we're going to see further price appreciation from there. Bitcoin looking bullish as ever right now. We are still in overbought territory. We do have a lot of high wicks right now. That's a bearish sign to be watching for. Staying on top of 89,645 is absolutely critical if we're going to see a launching point to push back upward towards that $100,000 mark that we have up here. And I have that 107,882 as the next significant value up above 100,000. And I think that we could absolutely get there. We might go through a little bit more of a cooling period. And if we do, if we cool down to this 84,447, that's in blue because that is a very critical Fibonacci extension level to pay attention to. So we're going to keep watching that. And then big news about Tesla with relaxed regulation regarding their full self-driving. They're popping off this morning, up about 8% in the pre-market hours. Watch for that 350 line. That's going to be critical for us. If we can get up above the 346, we could have that rejection at the 346. You can see it acting previously as support for us. We've tumbled back down through it, down all the way to almost this 50% Fibonacci extension level, but we did stay above it. And now look what's happening. We're bouncing right back up. The market finds ways to justify its movements through this news that it has. So we have the bullish signs there. We have the critical support there. And then we get some good news coming in, and then poof, up goes Tesla stock. So expect that volatility to keep on happening. Guys, if you want to learn about how to trade these stocks through the use of the bread recipe, you can do it through the link for Stockmo Academy down in the description. He's a personal friend of mine. Just click that link, sign on up, use the discount code DOCTOR when you do, DOCTOR. It's going to give you a massive discount, and that will also walk you through all the technicals, how to set them up, everything for the bread recipe trading strategy. It is quick, easy to use, easy to read, and people are just touting about their success they're having with it, paying for the course in as little as one trade. And I think that you guys are also going to like it very much as well. And so, guys, if you want to see my own technicals, if you want to see my own buys and sells, that link for the Patreon's down there. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.